and hello. Welcome back to the Debsterism Channel. Oh, you liked that last video? That was good because that was like a last minute fill in. I had my notes right. I'm in my friend's driving. I'm reading my notes. I'm working on everything. So we stop, we get some coffee. I sit them down, right? Because I'm holding my coffee. So then I grab my purse. I have my coffee in my hand, my keys, and I get out the car. She drives off, and I get in the house, and I realize, oh no, the stuff I was going to make the recording with is in her car, and she's like, commuting in like an hour and a half commute, so there was no way she was going to come back. So that's just that. And so I got to switch some stuff around. I'll get to it, but I got to juggle some things. So now we got a topic that we didn't plan to have. And then the one that I did plan to have, I still have to do because I already did all the work. So, anyway, that long winded explanation, that's why you have a different video topic up than what says on the calendar of events. But I'm glad you guys are all here. We're rolling through February. We're almost to the halfway point. We got what is this, day 12? Yeah, I mean, day 14, which is Valentine's Day. We'll have a I'm gonna still be here. I don't do Valentine's Day unless I'm really like into the dude and we're like, really tight. These miscellaneous straight folks I'll be going out with here and there. I'm not spending Valentine's Day with none of them. So I'm gonna be right here. Cause yeah, I did. I got out the car, girl, left him on the seat. Cause she was giving we went through the drive-through, and I had to take my coffee. I didn't want to spill it, so I put the papers down, and I had my coffee, and I put the sugar in and all this stuff. I'm fooling around with it. I'm drinking it, we talking, and I'm doing all of that, and then by the time I realized, I was in the house already, and she was already on the freeway and all that traffic. So that was just one of them things, and there you go. That's what happened. But girl, she was driving. Mm-mm. You out of the traffic around here? You got to keep. You need not only these two eyes right here. You need two eyes over here and two eyes back here because these people drive like crazy people. Single Awareness Day. You wrong for that, Rositas. You're wrong for that. So what we do here, where you are, in case those of you have wandered in because you saw there was a live stream, and you're like, "Well, what is this? And who is that? And what are they doing? And why is this happening?" What you are doing, what you have stumbled into, is a live stream where people send in relationship advice questions over the course of the previous week or two or whatever, and my cousins so deftly and wonderfully extract them from the email and put them into a document for me. I read the questions on the air to you, and then I create an answer just like off the cuff. And because of the fact that I've been doing it so long, I can do this reasonably well. And of course, there's always things that I might not think about while I'm on the air. If you have a question about anything I say, you want more explanation, feel free to go after the show is up on the site, on the channel, and post your question there. And also take a look at the chat stream because the ladies there will also be making comments and sharing their views and experiences. So between the two of us, the two sides, the chat and me, we got you because they have some really, really good ideas. Girl, my amla oil. I told you guys about the amla oil. I've been using that for the last 5 or 6 years, and I gave up on shea butter and all that heavy stuff. That stuff. Plus, I think I developed an allergy to it, and coconut oil too. I can't eat coconut stuff anymore. I break out in hives. So all the coconut oil I was using gone. And my grandmother used to use coconut oil on us when we were little kids. So it's something I used pretty much all my life. But for some reason, I'd started developing an allergy to that shit. Girl, put that stuff on it. You could just watch the hives popping up on my arm. I was like, what is this? And so I stopped using it. But amla oil is what I use in my hair now, pretty much exclusively. And I really like it. All right, so let's get started with these questions. Wait, let me see how many we got today. 13. 13 questions. Yeah, that's what happened to me. I also, yeah, this allergies will fuck you up. It's just, and they hit so suddenly, you just never know what's going to happen. All right, so let's talk about some of these people that's written in. Have you guys noticed how many men have been writing in lately? I was like, what is this? I thought dudes was like, you know, throwing up the X's when it came to me, but suddenly there a lot more sending their questions, so whatever. All right, this guy is 41 years old, and he is from Napa, California. Oh, those of you who may not know Napa, Sonoma, Mendocino is what we call the wine country here. So my favorite wines that I like to drink on the air all the time, they tend to come from that area. All right, so if he living up in Napa, he got some money. My wife of 7 years told me 2 weeks ago that she is completely unhappy and wants to end our marriage. Currently, we have a 2.5-year-old son, and she is in her second trimester. I asked her why she wanted to have a second baby, and she told me because she thought it would make her happy. At first, she said she didn't want to do counseling, but I talked her into going at least one each of us alone. Okay, I don't know what he's mean. After I went alone, the counselor said she doesn't understand why our marriage is falling apart since there's no cheating, drug abuse, emotional abuse, etc. After she talked to my wife, the counselor told me she wasn't sure my wife would agree to meet with us together, but did want to meet with me. When I meet with the counselor, she told me that she hated to say it, but she felt our marriage was not worth saving. Basically, if I wanted to stay in it, the marriage would be completely void of love. I finally talked to my wife again, and she explained that she doesn't feel anything for me and can't go on like this. Oh, damn. She did say at the beginning that there were good times, but after a while she didn't want to hold my hand. I've been reading books, blogs, etc. about marriages where the wife said there was no chance to save it, but they did save it. After that last talk, I did take off my wedding ring, but I'm struggling at feeling like I'm not pushing hard enough to make this work. It also drives me crazy that my baby will be born into this world with her parents getting divorced right away. I also have to realize that I have to have a relationship with her for 19 more years while we raise these kids, and I want to try to keep it positive. Should I let her go or fight? When the counselor said it wasn't worth it, I felt that was the telling sign. Sir, I'm going to tell you this. Okay, first of all, living in Napa, I mean, it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but as far as things to do, cultural things, um, like getting together with her friends would be a struggle if they live, in a more urban area because somebody gonna have to drive for 2 hours to get there, all this kind of stuff. And I hate to say this, but I have to be honest with you. A lot of times women are brainwashed into thinking that marriage and children are what they should want. Okay, that's pushed down our throats from like infancy damn near. Because you come, at 1 or 2 years, people already giving you a baby doll and giving you a fake bottle with the fake milk that disappears and, fake diapers and all that stuff. So the brainwashing for a little girl to be married and have children starts very early. What I'm thinking happened with your wife is she went through the transition that most women go through. And some settle on it, well, this is okay. I mean, I was taught this, but I kind of like it. It's all right. And others are just angry, just furious that they pushed into this shit and that nobody told them the truth about how hard it was going to be, how unfulfilling, unrewarding, one-sided, because kids don't give you shit. They just take, 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 take. And I'm not sure, you don't really say like what your involvement was as far as, helping with the household and the children and all this stuff. I mean, did that all fall to her? What she had stuck at some beautiful home in Napa, expensive $2 million house all by herself all day with a 2.5-year-old. I mean, there's a lot of things you told me, the importance of, but there's a lot of background that would help me have made a more informed decision. But I can tell you this flatly. You could have wrote 3 cents and I could tell you this. Once women go through the breakup process, the cutting off process very slowly. It starts and then it may take years for her to reach the point where she just don't give a shit about you, your marriage, nothing. And I can tell you flatly that apathy for a woman is over. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say. There's no kind of counseling. There's nothing you can buy her. There's nothing you can changes you can make, nothing you do is going to get her to love you again. It's just not going to happen. So what you have to start doing is start the grieving process that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, a couple of shows ago, and start to accept. Acceptance is the key. It's the last stage of the grief process, but is where you need, that's your goal right now, to accept that she doesn't want to be with you more and start focusing on how you can make this work best for your children, because like you said, you got 19 years to deal with this woman, so you need to start putting your energies into that and what you're going to do to make this transition to single parenting as nice and easy for your children as you can. That's my suggestion, because it's over. It's over. I don't know what was her trigger, but I do think that it has a lot to do with her thinking that marriage was, like the end game, and she realized later after she's already in it and had a baby or two that it really isn't, and she feels unfulfilled, miserable, and angry as hell, resentful, a whole bunch of things. It's unfortunately being directed at you, and it's really not your fault. It's the structure of how women are socialized, but it doesn't matter, because whatever feelings she had that was associated with that fantasy fairy tale went up in smoke, and along with it, her relationship with you. And so that's what I got to say on that. Yeah, it's kind of sad because he sounds like a decent dude, but it's just unfortunate that this is what happens. Now she's apathetic. She don't give a fuck. She don't want to hold his hand. She don't care. It's over. Yeah. Well, she realized it was a stupid decision, but she was still trying to. That's what makes me think she was still wrestling with her programming. Well, okay, I have one kid. Maybe the answer to my happiness is to have another one. Maybe just one isn't enough. And then she realized, somewhere in there, no, this whole thing is bullshit. And so she, is ready to go. Well, yeah, they're delusional, but that's why I do the work that I do, ladies, and try to tell you the truth about stuff and get you to think about the programming and, the stuff that people have been telling you and that you believe without question, the way that you choose to live your life without ever thinking about it, just going along in this rote mechanical fashion because this is what you've been told, this is what the Bible said, this is what your parents said, and you never question any of that stuff, and it's rightness for you. Okay, for you, you're an individual. You're not, you're more than your daddy's daughter and your mama's daughter and so's sister and, all this other so and so's wife and all. You're you. And you have to be happy with the life choices that you make. Whatever's going to fulfill you. And if you can bring other people into that and they can benefit from it, that's great. But it all starts with you. And you cannot just go through your life doing what other people told you to do and just thinking that that's the answer to your happiness and happily ever after. It's not. It's not. You're going to wake up like, luckily she did it when she was young enough. But some women don't realize it until they're in their 50s and 60s. And it's too fucking late then. You can't go back and relive your life. If you're in your 20s and 30s, you still have a chance for the next 30 or 40 years to be what you want them to be. But your ass already 60 years old, it's too late. What you got? 10 years good, maybe? Nah. There may have been signs that he missed, but men don't think like that. They feel like if everything's looking normal, they don't tend to look deeper. They're not necessarily the emotional connected creatures that women are. So women feel when something's different. Men are just like, well, it looks the same. She looks happier, and that's all they go by. And evidently, he thought she was because of the fact that she wanted another baby. You see what I'm saying? So she threw him a curveball. So let's move on to question number 2. This one is also from a guy. He's 26, lives in Cincinnati, Ohio. I dated my coworker for about a month and a half. We had a great relationship. I treated her well. 6 weeks? We never fought or argued, and I honestly think we did have true love for that short time period. We had great physical connection as well. Anyway, she broke up with me because she said she wasn't ready for a relationship. She sent me a long breakup message saying that she really cared about me, And she said, well, you could maybe try it again in the future when she's ready. She jumped into a relationship only 2 weeks after we broke up with her previous on and off boyfriend of 6 years, who was abusive. So I was caught off guard and upset at first. We still were friends on Facebook for a while and we were civil. We ended up exchanging Christmas gifts a few weeks after the breakup. I then kept thinking about the day she broke up with me. She told me she loved me and then she broke up with me 3 hours later. Oh my God. It was driving me crazy as to why she did that. I messaged her at the advice of another coworker to get an answer and it didn't go so well. She ended up blocking me. I got pretty depressed after this because I lost her as a friend. Then, at the advice of that same coworker, they told me to write my ex an apology letter. I was reluctant at first and thought it was a bad idea, but I was afraid of losing her as a friend, so I hand wrote the letter and had my coworker screen it beforehand. The letter was heartfelt and didn't demean her in any way or insult her, and there was no begging, etc. This was only 4 days after she blocked me. Anyway, my coworker gave my ex the letter on Friday before she left. Come Monday, my ex went to HR about it. I don't know what her intention was, but I was basically told not to talk to her unless it was work related. This was a personal letter that was completely out of line for her to go to HR about it. So it's been a little over a month since that happened, and she still acts like I don't exist at work. We haven't said a word to each other this whole year. She is very immature and young. She's only 21. I thought she would be a forgiving person, but apparently she's not. Do you think she'll ever talk to me again? It's not like I treated her bad or did anything that was an unforgivable sin, but she's treating me like absolute garbage. Everyone is telling me I don't deserve this treatment. I thought I was in the wrong, but clearly I'm not the one who is messed up. A lot of people are telling me that I'm wasting my time and said I'm not missing out on being friends with her. I still miss her when I'm at home, but when I'm at work, I'm pissed when I see her. It's been mixed feelings since she went to HR. Do you have any thoughts? I don't like holding on to grudges. Yes, you need to get your shit together before you get fired. Okay, what is this? You went out with the woman for 6 weeks and you got all this shit happening about a 6 week relationship? If you could even call it that, you were dating, you went out a couple of times and you fucked. Okay, big whoop de doo. In 6 weeks? I mean, and you going through all this drama, all these emotions, writing letters. The woman blocked you, okay? Any man with any sense, once he got blocked, he would shut down all communication. But no, you're gonna go write her a letter. You still looking for something from this woman. That's why she went to HR. You created a hostile work environment for her by sending her a letter and bothering her at work after she already told you not to to block you. That means that she doesn't want to be bothered with you. She don't want to talk to you. She don't want you talking to her. Nothing. Okay, but you just don't get it. And now you're talking all this stuff about she's a forgiving person. So what if she forgives you for what? What's that gonna change? She still don't want to talk to your dumb ass. You doing too much. You're gonna end up getting fired. And you keep it up, you go still file a harassment suit against your dumb ass. You need to leave this girl alone. Stop thinking about her. Stop getting pissed about what she does. Because see, this is triggering something that I know is going to be dangerous for you and her. Your sense of entitlement because you were nice to her, you feel like she owes you something and that she shouldn't be treating you like this. She's not doing anything to you except not talking to you, which is what you wanted, what you feel entitled to because you were so nice. You know what? You could go fuck yourself. That's what you could do. I'm telling you, leave this girl alone. You need to stop this. And if it's too much torture for your dumb ass to be there, change jobs. Go somewhere else. It would be best for both of you for you to do that because you're doing the most. And this letter has a tone to it that I'm really not liking at all. This persistent harassment and sense of entitlement and your lack of understanding of no and stop and leave me alone. You just trying to work around it to get what you want from this girl. You need to leave her alone. She don't want to be friends with you. Okay, because she knows you want more than friendship. She's not stupid. You must think I'm crazy. You, I mean, I'm glad you wrote me so I could check your dumb ass. But you obviously got me confused with somebody else. If you thought that you was gonna get some kind of little kumbaya answer out of me, leave this girl alone. Leave her alone. Yeah, just acting all dusty and stupid, like you thirsty as hell. Just leave her alone. That's it. Don't think about her. When you see her in the hallway, she let her not exist too before you get in some serious legal trouble. Yes, this is this whole that whole I mean the tone of it. I mean, I'm okay, the words maybe sound normal, but the tone of the words, the words he chose to use are communicating a very important message of entitlement, and he's building up to that rage, and that's the kind of shit that has men stalking women and wanting to abduct them and hurt them and stuff because he's all in his feelings that she won't give him what he wants. I'm sensing that that's the direction that he's going. Yeah, he need to watch a whole bunch of shit. He gonna be watching some bullets if her boyfriend gets wind of this, cause you better leave that girl alone, cause she got his man was abusive to her. Please don't think he's gonna stop that and not be abusive to you, and your ass will end up pushing up daisies trying to fuck with somebody else's girlfriend like that on her job. You better leave that girl alone. Some of these boyfriends ain't wrapped too tight. Well, yeah, he not only could lose his job, he could be sued in civil court, and he could also end up dead because her boyfriend's gonna get involved because he's gonna want to protect her. You keep harassing her, the boyfriend's gonna step in, and then you're gonna really have a problem. So just heed my words, young man. Leave this girl alone. Get your resume together and get the fuck up out of that company. It's not like it's the only place in this world for you to work. She's not a forgiving person. See what I mean? There's resentment there. Forgive you for what? What the fuck is so what? I mean, that you just want her to forgive you and talk to you again. That's what you want. I'm telling you, I could read between the lines. This dude is not wrapped too tight. He's going down a path he don't need to go. His nose is not open. He just crazy. How you gonna have your nose open in 6 weeks? That's stalker material. That's not it. He's not in talking about we was in love. No, maybe you was in love. She was in love with her other man. All right, let's move on to question number three because that should give me a headache. This is a young lady who's 25, finally one from a woman. A friend of mine bought a ring and told her boyfriend that they were getting married, and this was her engagement ring. What? Every week is some crazy whack ass person. One thing led to another, and the boyfriend ended the relationship. You think? I know many women who pick out their own engagement ring and marry who don't even want one. But this is the first time I have ever encountered a woman buying her own ring and just kind of saying that she was getting married. The feminist in me thinks, why not? Why can't a woman do this? But on some level, it seems like a truly risky move. In my friend's situation, marriage had been discussed, but I don't know how seriously. Obviously, she took it very seriously. It does seem like the ring purchase scared the boyfriend. Deb, would you advise a woman to do this? How do you think men would feel about a woman buying her own engagement ring like she did? Okay, I have on this channel two videos that your friends should have watched. One is don't ever call a man, and the second one is don't ever propose to a man. Okay. Now, not only did she demand, she didn't even propose. She demanded being able coming up with the ring and stuff. She's like trying to push dude into a corner where he had to say yes. Do you know how that would make somebody feel? So controlled. Not only that, no, she bought herself a ring. This chick bought herself an engagement ring. Not only would he feel control like you was trying to make him get married, you have taken away that one that one time in a man's life where he gets to propose. Okay, it's supposed to be one time. Of course, many times, but it's always the first time. Let's put it that way. That first time is full of romance and excitement. He wants to make it memorable. He wants to make it special. A lot of these dudes plan these things out for months. They get other people involved, locations. They plan all kind of stuff. They want it to be an event for you to remember. And here your ass come, gone down to the jewelry store, buy you a ring. Now, motherfucker, we getting married. We getting married. So you just took all of that away from him. All of his dreams of what he had since he was a little boy, of how he was going to propose to the woman that he chose to be his wife, his woman for life. You took it all away trying to be whatever you was trying to be. I don't know what you was trying to be. My fingers will fall out trying to call a motherfucker. I wish I would. I mean, I might call them back. You know what I mean? But as far as me picking up the phone, texting him first, calling him first, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. That's your job. You the man. Make it happen. Now, you leave a message. I am a polite individual, and I will return your call. But if you just call and you don't leave a message, that don't mean nothing. I just ignore that shit. So, Yeah, the boyfriend ended the relationship. Of course he did. Because you just doing the most. You doing too much. That's what's wrong with your friend. Anyway, he may have been on that path, but she pushed him and tried to, demand something from him before he was really ready to give it. And yeah, I guess she was tired of waiting. You don't say how long they had dated. Wait, did she? No, you don't say how long they had dated. So maybe he just, wasn't ready yet. I mean, that's the kind of thing, it takes people time to wrap their minds around that they never going to be getting, um, dating anybody else. I don't know. I think she made a huge mistake, as I guess she understands now since she got that ring and no boyfriend. Take it back, get your money back. Question number 4. Hi, Deb. This may seem like a silly question, but I really like to know your thoughts. Would you want your husband or boyfriend to tell you if a woman flirted with him? Say she flirted with him, but he didn't flirt back or anything. Earlier today, I was at Starbucks in downtown Oakland doing some work on my laptop, and a woman said hi and was making some comments about what I was doing. Then just sat down at my table across from me and started some obvious flirting. I was shocked and speechless at first, but maybe after a minute I told her I was sorry, but I could not talk to her because I was busy. So she finally got up and left. When I got home, I told my fiance, and we just laughed about it. But if a woman tried to flirt with your man, and even if he didn't reciprocate, would you want him to tell you or even view it as a bad thing if he didn't? Oh no, that would be grounds for teasing you from now until hell froze over. I mean, I don't get really jealous. I was jealous one time in my life, and it scared the fuck out of me that I even had those feelings because I've never had them before and I've never had them since. But somebody trying, I mean, obviously, you working on your laptop, you probably look at least halfway decent. You were there by yourself. You don't have a ring on. So she figured that you were single. So that's what she was trying to do, is figure out what your status was. You sent her on her merry way. So, obviously you wasn't interested, which you communicated. I can imagine you sitting there looking at this bitch like, bitch, what you doing sitting at my table? What are you talking about? Who are you? Just kind of like, at her for a second, while you got your mind wrapped around what was happening. I could see that. But see, I would be laughing at you. That would be cute to me. And you would be Mr. Player Player and, Hot Thing and, the Coffee Don Juan. I would have a whole bunch of names for you and I would be wearing you out with that shit. So, I mean, I thought it would be funny. I think it's funny. And I think it's also, sometimes I think guys don't get as much of that kind of recognition as women do. And so, there's nothing wrong with it. And if it makes you happy, then whatever. It makes you happy. It makes you feel like, you still got it and all that stuff. I'm the beneficiary of all those wonderful feelings about yourself and your ego boost. So if some other broad can come along and do some work for me, that's less for me to do. I don't care. I don't be tripping on stuff like that. So I would have just laughed at it too. Think it's cute, and but you have to know your woman. Let me put it that way, because some women would feel very threatened by. Well, what did you do? You must have been looking at her some kind of way. I know you men don't. And then they would take it and go in a whole completely different direction with it because of their own insecurities and low self-esteem. So you have to know your woman. Now, there's going to be women who are very confident in themselves and just see it as what it was. Somebody trying to, feel you out and see what was up and got sent on their way. And then there's other women who are going to be very threatened by the fact that some other woman thinks their man looks good and they're going to want to be like checking on you every second and go everywhere with you that go because they want to make sure that they run interference. I'm like, I don't have that kind of time. I'm too busy. All right, so let's move on. That was question number 4. Let's go to number 5. I am 32 and have been dating a girl who's 26 for about 6 weeks. It feels like everything's going great, but I notice a few times a week she will completely disappear slash drop off the earth all day long. Then around 8 p.m. text or call me like she's really happy to end her day talking to me. Like one day last week, we chatted briefly in the morning, said good morning and such. I knew she had to help someone, so I asked how it was going, and she didn't respond until 8 p.m. and almost 12 hours later. And didn't miss a beat about how happy she was to talk to me. This happens once or twice a week, and I don't know why. When we talk or when we are together, everything is great. Wait a minute. 6 weeks. Okay. What should I do? Should I bring it up or let it ride out to see what happens? I don't want to come across as subtly creepy, but we have already decided to officially be boyfriend girlfriend, and it bothers me that she disappears like this. I notice when we are together, though, her phone is always within arm's reach, which is why this bothers me. We don't talk a lot during the day normally because we both work, but she works from home and then she goes out to meet clients, so it's not like she has a job or that she isn't allowed to touch her phone. What bothers me most is when the conversation just drops at one of my comments or questions, or if I send a "How's your day" text and don't get a reply for 12 hours. We have such a great thing when we're together, but then this completely drop off the earth thing is weirding me out more than anything I've ever run into dating. Sorry if this is kind of jumbled. I'm typing it out as I chew it over in my head. Okay, 6 weeks and you going through all this drama. What is wrong with these people? The other dude, it was 6 weeks and he's having all this anxiety and stress at his job. This dude is 6 weeks and you want the woman to check in and respond like instantly to your text and stuff. Didn't she tell you she was busy? Okay, she works at home, but she has to go out and meet clients. Do you expect her in the middle of trying to make a presentation or sell something to get her commission or whatever, answer these people's questions, meet with this group of people in this meeting, responding to them, that she's gonna drop all that to send you a text and respond to how's it going? What you doing? You need to grow up. How old is this dude? 32? You act like you 12. You just need some attention like a big ass baby. Why don't you stop texting her in the middle of the day? You know she's busy, so that's the easy solution to this. Let her text you when she's not busy. Then you don't have to worry about where she is and what she's doing. You should be busy yourself. You have a job. You need to be working, not worrying about what she's doing. Oh my God, these people are just so unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. These men, this thing that's like wanting to possess these women and control what they do and where they go and when they do it and who they do it with. You all be doing too much. You need to relax. If you can't have a woman who has a career and she tells you how happy she is to see you, you're like her peace at the end of the day. She's happy to rushing home to get to talk to you in peace without anybody interrupting her, asking her for anything, having to give somebody nothing. She gets to do, be, and devote all her attention to you. But that's not good enough because you want it during the day too. You gonna keep it up, and you gonna fuck up your relationship. That's what's gonna happen with you, acting all insecure. I don't know. I mean, everybody. I mean, when I go like when I'm doing stuff, like I'm researching for my shows, I'm writing my articles or books or whatever. I have been known to turn my phone off. Sometimes I forget to turn it back on, and a day or two might go by where nobody can get in touch with me. But if I had a man in my life who was that all panicky and stuff like that because I didn't text them back and whatever that quick, it would never work. It would never work. When I'm concentrating, I don't want to be interrupted. Don't send me no WYD text. I will cuss you out. What the fuck? I'm doing what I told you I was going to be doing this morning. I told you we would talk tonight. That's enough. Twice a day is enough. Good Lord. Yeah, they give you a migraine. They give me an ass ache. They give me all kind of stuff. It's just so fucking needy. I mean, this whole like paragraphs worrying about where this woman is this 1 or 2 days a week. Now, the other 5 or 6 days, he knows where she is, but that's not good enough because he got to know that 1 or 2 days too. Just doing the fucking most. Ooh, my head. We gonna move on to question number 6. This is a woman, 26, living in Atlanta, Georgia. I met this man 2 years ago when I started my new job. I knew he was married. Oh, because he told our training class. I had no intention of talking to him, but one day it just happened. He called me and we spent a long time talking about life. I bet you did. He told me that he knew his marriage was over within 2 weeks of being married, really now. But he never left. Somebody, we need some music to accompany this sad song. We need background vocalists and background dancers. Woo. Okay. Because, they all be singing that same song and doing that same act. Okay, 2 weeks, but he never left. He's been married for 14 years. He's 41. I'm 26. I told him that his marriage was not how it's supposed to be. They are more like roommates, he claims, yet somehow they have 4 children. Oh, really? He claimed he's never been in love and he doesn't know how they managed to stay together for all that time. Well, I found out that she was pregnant. No, that I was pregnant. Oh my God. In November. And he just recently told his wife. Of course, like any woman will be, she didn't take the news very well and understand. He claims he's ready to leave once he told his family and deal with the consequences. But when he talked to his mother in law, she said something to him that he has never thought about. He said that him and his wife have never gotten along. They have just never considered each other's feelings. Neither of them have been honest with each other. Ooh, this good is good. He is good because she's a simpleton. He doesn't even know how to make things right at home. Oh, see, the pity ploy. I'm telling you, this dude is good. But his mother in law said his actions are worth throwing away everything and walking away knowing that he would never even try to make things right at home. He feels he owes it to his kids to at least try. He claims in the midst of all this that he still loves me, but he is willing to try to fix things at home because if they do work out, it'll be worth it for his family. His wife wants me to get an abortion, but he told her that will not happen. He said she told her that in order to make this work, she has to be honest with herself and accept his child because he will be around for the child no matter what. I know I have to let him go since he made his decision, but I feel lost. I feel worthless. I feel confused. I have this man my this I have made this man my everything. And in return, I got my heart broken into pieces. I feel like it's too much to bear with the pain. And being pregnant doesn't help. I even told him that there's a reason why all this happened, and his reason was to save his marriage. But I feel like I don't know why my reason is yet. All I know is that it hurts to let go because I'm in love with him. I don't know what to do at this point. I don't even know if I want him in this child's life. I had told him that the child would have my last name and he will not be on the birth certificate. And he says if that's what I want, he's okay with it. I have also asked him to give up his rights, but he claims he really needs to think about that if that's something he wants to do. All of this is so complicated. Have you had other women in similar situations write in? Can you tell me what to do? Yes. Go to the nearest mirror, draw your hand back, and slap the shit out of yourself and repeat. This is my solution for a lot of dumb women. This is my treatment regimen. And okay, you knew the motherfucker was married and you put yourself in this bullshit anyway. And then you had the nerve to be fucking the married man with no birth control in place. What the fuck were you doing? I mean, you just went all the way to Stupidville. I mean, just like no concern about nothing. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, at least if you gonna fuck around with a married man, protect yourself from STDs and pregnancy and things like that, right? But no, you don't do that. Yeah, she a damn fool. I'm trying to be polite, but Saudi had just broke it on down, just made it clear, just bam, she a damn fool, and you are just stupid. Now, my recommendation, I don't know if it's too late. You're talking all this stuff. Take your ass to the nearest abortion clinic and cut all ties with this man. And don't you ever mess with nobody else's husband ever again. Nobody's boyfriend, nobody's fiance, no man that lives with some baby mama. No situations like that should you participate in as a single and available and childless woman. This is not for you. She wants sympathy. She wrote to the wrong person. You know I don't give sympathy out here unless you a teenager and you don't, something or somebody got abused or something like that, then they get my sympathy. But this kind of stuff where you willfully put yourself into a situation and make a bunch of series of stupid decisions and then you end up in a situation where, you end up you harming yourself, well you don't get any sympathy from me. None. Not one drop. You've ruined that woman's life. You and that her husband rather. Now I'm not gonna put the blame just on you because nobody told him to tip out. So between the two of you, you made a problem for this woman. You made a problem for her kids, and she's the innocent party here. She's just at home raising her family and being married to a bum. That's her crime. Okay, but you and him, the two of you are trifling. You need an abortion. You need to get an abortion, and you need to change your lifestyle choices. So that's my answer, and hopefully it's not too late to go and get one. Otherwise, I don't know why you would want a baby by a married man. That's like I'd give that shit up for adoption or something. I would not keep it. Not me. I mean, if you don't want to have, it's too late to get an abortion. That's your other option. A lot of people want an infant. You know. Question number 7. I have been with my boyfriend for 8 months now, and I love him so much. But I find it hard to trust him. He has never lied or been unfaithful, nor has he ever given me any reason to not trust him. Well, then why don't you trust him? Or he would financially help her if she insisted on it, because once you go to court and they demand a DNA test and it's proven that he's the father, his ass would get tapped for child support, and there would be not shit he could do about it. If he's got any kind of job savings, he's going to get tax returns, refunds or whatever. They're going to snatch all of that to pay the child support. She's 26 and he was 40 something. 41 and she's 26. So, she's just young and dumb. That's really unfortunate. All right, let's move on. Okay, so where was I? Okay, 2 years ago, I was in a 3-year relationship which ended due to my ex cheating on me at a party we were both at, and it wasn't just a kiss. I've had a few boyfriends between now and then, but I never really loved them or felt for them the way I do my current guy. But I can't trust him. When he goes out, I'm wondering what he's doing. Even if I know he is with his friends, I wonder if they're hanging out with girls. He is so kind, and I don't really think he would do anything to hurt me, yet still. I get worked up about him being out. It sometimes gets to the point where I have convinced myself that he has done something because he has to text me back quick enough, so I start to worry. And I know the people he has been out with are at home. The last few weeks have been very hard for us, and my issue is affecting us big style. I'm always moody with him, and I'm constantly grilling him, and I don't have any reason. This is just resulting in arguing. He keeps asking why we are arguing, what he has done wrong. And I know he hasn't done anything, so what is my problem? I really want to trust him. I love him with all my heart, and there's no reason for my distrust. I think it may be because I was hurt before, and if I convince myself it's going to happen again, it won't hurt so bad. But obviously, this is ridiculous. I just needed to tell someone. He doesn't really understand, and I don't feel my friends will, as they all get on so well and know he is a great guy. If you could give me some kind of advice, that would be great. Yes, go to the mirror, draw this hand back, and slap the shit out of yourself. You and this other broad just dumb. You're going to fuck up your relationship by worrying about some shit that happened 3 years ago with some knucklehead at a party. This guy is, have you looked at him? Do they have the same face, the same nose, the same body build, the same name, um, same skin color? I mean, what is it that makes you put that other dude's face and behavior onto this new dude? You're crazy. That's what you're doing. And when people have this kind of baggage, you're working yourself up into a mental state that is sick and twisted. You need to see a shrink. That's what you need to do. After you slap the shit out of yourself, get your ass to a counselor. Because you holding on to some bullshit. See, only people who have real serious emotional problems hold on to ancient shit like you're doing right now. 3 years ago, and you still acting like this just happened yesterday. See, that's a sign of somebody's got some mental problems. That's not normal. People let shit go. Okay, but you still holding on to this, and not only holding on, you like bringing it up over and over and over and over and worshiping at the shrine of pain and putting the pain on your boyfriend when he hasn't done anything. He's gonna leave your ass, and I wish he would have wrote in, so I would tell him that's what he needs to do, because you are just doing the most. You're gonna fuck up his life and make him wonder to think you some kind of crazy psycho bitch, which you are. This is insane. Oh yes. I would have just lined all these dumb bras up and just slapped the shit out of them myself. Remember how Mo used to do Larry and Curly and the Three Stooges? He would go, that would be me. Because they just do the stupid. Just retarded. Yeah, that's my advice for you. Slap yourself back to sanity and then get your ass to a shrink. Because, you trying to do this by yourself. Obviously, you don't have the skill set. And you're going to fuck up not only this relationship, but any other relationship you have in the future because you don't know how to let shit go and put shit in perspective. Let's see, how old are you? What did you say? Oh, you don't say. Oh, I guess they didn't put that part in. Ah, whatever it is, you sound really young and dumb. And so, you have time to fix this and live a sensible life after this, but you better do something about this now. Question number 8. This is another dude. He's 43, lives in Austin. I am really not lost and need to ask advice on what to do. I had an affair on my wife of 16 years with a woman I love very much. She ended the affair 8 months ago because I didn't leave my wife, and now I'm so lost because she has moved on. She met another guy who just moved in with her, and although she says she still loves me, she doesn't believe I will ever leave my wife. Deb, my biggest regret is that I stayed. I don't love my wife at all anymore. She has hurt me in the past, and I don't think I will ever get my love back for her. I care about her as a person, but I do not love her anymore. I need help in finding a way to get the love of my life back. I don't want to be in this marriage anymore. I am afraid of moving out because I will have trouble affording it, which is the reason I am yet to move out and move on. My wife doesn't work. We have two teenage kids, and I'm afraid that I'll end up paying for two households. I want to move out still, and I want a divorce. She wants to work it out, and I don't want to. I can't even handle living here for another month, let alone years to work it out. I love my kids, and the only reason I'm still here is, at all is for them. I regret not leaving months ago when I told my girl I would. I want her, and I need advice on how to get her back. Should I leave my wife and then try to get her back? Should I file for divorce first? She's the love of my life, and I still can't breathe without her. Well, you're doing a lot of breathing and writing, so obviously that ain't true. Let me tell you something, dude. She has moved the fuck on. She not thinking about you. She is understanding the time it is, which is time for you to get your big boy pants on. If you want to get a divorce, that's fine, get one. But it won't. Don't do it because you think you're going to get her. Because she's gone. She's moved on. She's not waiting for you anymore. So you fucked that up, worrying about, well, I can't afford it. You should have told your wife you got kids that are teenagers. They don't. She don't need to be at home anymore. Her ass should be having at least a part-time job. And trust me, she's gonna have to get one when you get a divorce. Nobody, they judges don't let you sit around on your ass like that. She's gonna have to get a job. You're gonna have, have to pay child support and stuff, and you might have to pay alimony for a certain number of years or something. But what the best way for you to do is find somebody where you can rent a room with them. Some dude that's like a bachelor, y'all can share a space or rent a room in somebody's house or something like that. You don't need a whole apartment to yourself. And, it's too much money. It's just too much money. But shit, where your mama at? Most dudes when they go into a divorce, they go move in with their parents or their sister or brother or something, But you need to figure out something because you're just wasting your time. And this is the same thing I would tell a woman. If you don't have any love for the person that you're with in a marriage, and it hasn't been any for a long time, there's resentment and all this kind of stuff, then that marriage is dead. And it's just time to just accept that and move on. I'm all for people trying to work stuff out as long as there's a shred of hope. But you've reached a point of apathy where it is just like you don't even sound angry anymore. You just don't give a fuck. You just don't want to be there. You were concerned about yourself, but not really about her at all. So that means to me that the marriage is over. You've already moved on emotionally from it. You just have to move on physically. And so you're gonna have to get your budget together and stuff. You might have to work a second job for a while to afford what's about to hit your pockets. But if you want it to happen, if you really don't want to be there, there's nothing that's going to stop you. So what I'm seeing here are excuses. So and that's the same thing that you did with girlfriend, and that's why she's leaving. If you really want to leave, then your next letter to me would be telling me how you left and showing me pictures of your new place where you live. So other than that, I don't have anything for you, sir. Question number 9. This is from a young woman, 19, in Sacramento. Oh, that's not too far from here. My ex and I have been broken up for about 2 weeks now. We were in contact on off and on, but I finally decided to end contact with him a few days ago. Somebody told him that I had a new guy or something to that effect, and once he heard this, he became very upset. He was texting me numerous times saying, "We're friends. Tell me who it is. Why can't you just tell me? You're just trying to make me jealous." Now, there isn't really a new guy in my life. Someone had just told him that to gauge his reaction. They said he was livid. Kept saying he didn't care, but kept on going on and on about it. Also, he kept texting me that he didn't care, and I said, "If you don't care, why are you texting me?" And he said he wanted to know as a friend. Why is he so jealous? By the way, he has told me that he still loves me, but he is the one who broke up with me. Do you think he just needs time? Girl, block that motherfucker. Why are you responding to his text? He dumped you. And you still dealing with him? When a man dumps you, you supposed to block him from ever being able to even see you unless you go to the same school and have classes together or work in the same building or something. Other than that, he shouldn't even see you. He shouldn't have the privilege of talking to you. He shouldn't have the privilege of texting you, emailing you, being friends with you on Facebook, social media, any other plan, nothing. You messing up here. You need to handle your business like a G, and you're not doing that. You're being all weak and stupid, letting him still contact you. You're supposed to be punishing him. I mean, punish Like, no, you don't get nothing. Yeah, he's a little bitch. And he's like all in his feelings and shit. Trying to ask you, this is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. Okay, you're gonna send him one final text and you're going to say, okay, let's say his name is Joe. Joe, us being quote friends, make sure you put it in quotes, is not working for me. We weren't friends when we dated and we're not friends now. I don't want to be friends with anyone that I used to sleep with. Okay, that's send. And the second text, because this is like two parts, you're going to say, from this point on, I don't want to talk to you. Please do not call me or text me again. Whatever happens in my life is my business, not yours. Send. Then you block on all portals of every way that he could contact you. You go and you block them all, okay? And then that's what you do. Because you don't need to ask him answer any questions about what you're doing and who you doing it with. Because he might be stupid. From like the kind you just come up, some girls are dumb, right? And they just come up with a name. So now if in his mind, yeah, she was probably already fucking with him anyway. She was cheating on me. And this motherfucker was, okay, so now he gonna get his boys, they gonna roll up on dude and beat him half to death or kill him because of his jealousy and your big ass mouth. That's why you don't know how to handle yourself. Admittedly, you're only 19, but you ought to have more game than this bid from Sac. Okay, it's not easy to live in Sac. It ain't like that's some little hi ya ya suburb. Okay, so you ought to have more game than what you got at 19. So you do what I told you to do before you get somebody killed, and it could be you. This dude is stupid. He's not acting like he has any sense, and he's too much in his feelings. He's just a little bitch. So you better do what I told you, and you need to do it today. Then type bitch. You know what? I don't know you. I don't know you people anymore. I don't know you anymore. I don't know who you are, where you came from, nothing. I don't know anything about you. All right, let's move on to question number 10. These people are like, ooh, how you gonna be 19 and be this dumb that you don't know that? I mean, 13 maybe, 19 and living in a rogue ass area like Sac. You ought to know this. I can't get over this that she's this old and being this naive. Anybody else listen to this shit? Don't write me with this dumb shit. Handle your business. You some motherfucker leaves you, block his ass. That's your instructions. That's real easy to do. You don't need to write me a letter to ask me what you should do. I just told you. Question number 10. I'm 21. My boyfriend's 23. And we live in New Mexico. Oh my God, do people really live there? I drove there. Tiana, you know what? You guys have to look at the chat stream because I'm seeing this going crazy in the chat. Oh, okay, wait, back to my question. I'm 21, my boyfriend's 23, we live in New Mexico. Oh, probably like 10 people live there. If that matters. Me and my boyfriend have been together for 10 months now, and in the beginning, he asked the question of how many guys I've been with. Wait, how old is he? 23 and still acting as stupid? Are men stupid these days? I fibbed and said just two, but it was really four. I wouldn't give a fuck if it was 44. It's none of his damn business. Well, the other day I couldn't hold it in anymore, and so I told him the truth. Dummy. Now he says I lost all the trust he had for me and everything. I only lied to him because I was afraid he wouldn't give me a chance and because I was trying to protect his feelings. He won't believe a word that I say now. How can I get him to trust me again? You can't. He's an immature little bitch boy. And, this is the thing. There on this channel are two videos that if you are in this dating a dude who asked you this kind of question, before you even date a dude, get your mind right so you were prepared for if he's stupid and asked you this dumbass question. There's a video called Women Talk Too Much. Okay, it shows a man sitting on the side of the bed with a balloon saying, he's like this, right? It's like, why the hell did she tell me that shit? Okay, because you all talk too fucking much. You tell too much of your business. And there's another one where I talk about, yeah, it's just tumbleweeds and like sand and dirt and shit. I was like, what? Who lives here? And the other thing is, I forgot, I lost my train of thought. Well, anyway, let me just move on. You can't be telling me, oh, that's right, the other video. The other video is If a man asks you how many people that you slept with, how you should handle it. So those are the two videos. You talk too much, and if he asks you how many men you slept with, there's two videos. You need to watch those two videos and get up on some game before you get back out in the dating pool. All right. Now then you lied. Okay, two is I mean, whatever. You told a little fib, big whoop de doo. Then your stupid ass went talking about I had to see this is what drives me crazy about women. And it's like this, I just want to be honest thing. If you lie, then you continue to lie. You don't lie and then turn around and tell the truth. If you're going to tell the truth, then just tell the truth. But try to mix apples and oranges, truths and lies. See, that's always going to fuck you up. Just so stupid. Just unbelievable. I don't understand it. So, you lost all trust. Okay, well, this relationship is over. You've been together for 10 months. This relationship is over because he's one of them little bitch boys who doesn't know how to handle his woman having a sexual past. He's very immature, and your relationship with him is just going to go downhill. So, what you need to do is just get rid of him. Just break it off. Say, well, I told you the truth. You can't handle the truth. Right, exactly. You can't handle the truth. And then, just say, well, this shit is over because I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to sit around here trying to beg for your attention, your love, and your affection, nor your trust. And I'm not going to let you berate and demean me because I fuck some other men. When your bitch ass know you had your dick up in plenty of women, so shut the fuck up. I'm supposed to be like sitting there twiddling my fingers while you fucking everybody around the world? No. Nah, G, it ain't gonna roll up like that. So you need to get rid of him. That's my answer to you. CD Queen, that's my girl. That's what I'm saying. I used to tell dudes and say, that I was able to ask, what do you do, what kind of stuff you was doing and stuff. I said, oh, I used to be a pimp. I had a stable of men and said shit with just a straight face. And they would just look at me like, you lying. I'm like, no, I'm not. Why would I be lying about that? It's like, somebody got to make that money. There's a lot of lonely women in this world, as I find. I said, oh, stand up, let me see you. Turn around, let's do a twirl, let me see what you're working with. Because I might have to add you to my stable. Talk so much shit, just so much shit. And they would just be looking at me because it would make it sound believable. I keep a straight face, and I'd be talking all this shit about my clients and stuff like that. This whole fantasy, story, just, and I just tell it's just I'm a writer, right? So I write. I mean, you write stuff, you write creative stories, you write short stories on stuff. Then you have that kind of imagination, and so I just sit there and I just make up some shit on the fly and just tell them that, and they would just be all intrigued. We're sitting there looking at you like this. Really? You did that? Yeah, me and our trip. But anyway, let's move on. How many questions did I say? We got 13. All right, we nearing the end here. Where are we doing on time? Oh, this is perfect. We're doing great. We're on question number 11 of What the Fuck Tuesday. Oh, yeah, I'm just full of it. Don't let this innocent face fool you. I have to show you some pictures of me when I was younger. I looked like a baby, like a little, like no, I still got a little slightly fat cheeks, but they used to be a lot plumper, and I just looked like a little kid. And I'd be talking so much shit, and they just could not believe, couldn't believe it. All right, question 11. I'm 24 and live in London. So I met this girl for a second date, and everything seemed to be going great. Naturally, things weren't going as great as I thought, since at the end, she said, just don't expect too much. I said I didn't expect anything, just fun. Of course, that was a lie. I kissed her on the lips and told her to contact me and left. What should I reply? And what does exactly mean exactly? All the time she was giving me all the signs of interest, and now this? Don't expect too much equals don't think you can sleep with me? Don't expect a relationship? I have low self esteem and I'm insecure? What? Deb, I strongly believe it's best to put an effort into women that are really into you. If they're not, you will try things and behave in a certain way that will cause you to lose your game more easily. Oh, and in case you're unfamiliar with that term, losing your game, it means losing confidence when interacting with someone you find attractive because you are uncertain of where you stand. Usually, your behavior gives away too many signs of interest or commitment to the other person, therefore, giving the impression you are needy and making you less attractive. Hmm. I really like this girl, but at the end she confused me, so I've been analyzing the situation. I guess I showed too much signs of interest and thus lost some points. Maybe she meant she has low self esteem. Maybe it's her way of saying she doesn't want me. It's been a week and she hasn't contacted me. What are your thoughts on that? Is it advised to never contact her again? Yes, just leave her ass alone. Don't expect too much. It's like, don't call me, I'll call you. Kiss of death. No real interest. Just like you would be something for her to do if she had nothing else going on. So, what I suggest that you do is understand what that means and then, investigate other opportunities. It wasn't like she was your girlfriend anyway, so you should still be, actively pursuing other possible relationships and out there dating other women. So, I mean, it's nice that you want to spend time, trying to reflect on what you could have done wrong. That's very mature. But um, the second date, that's a lot of people will do, a lot of women rather the first date, they may be awkward or maybe there's some things about you that they have big questions about. They're not sure they're on the fence. Let's put it that way. So they go on a second date so they can get off the fence and land either on firmly on the side of yes, I like this guy, or no, we're not a good match. And it sounds like she was on the no, we're not a good match side. And it's not to say that you did anything wrong. It's just that, whatever, I mean, something you like to do, morals, values, your outlook on life. You are a Republican. I mean, whatever. It might be something just that simple that she decides she don't want to be bothered with you. Maybe she just broke up with somebody and they're going to be trying to get back together or something and she's on the fence about it. I mean, there's so many possibilities, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with you. And it doesn't mean that you showed too much interest or what you call it, lost your game and all this old stuff. You said that pickup artist bullshit. Leave that shit alone. Just be your authentic self when you go on a date with a woman. And if you like the girl, then you like her. Let her know you like her. And if you don't, then don't. But don't be playing all these games. Yeah, this is strange. All these dudes coming up all of a sudden. What is this? And from all these places, my some London and Scotland and all these places like that over in the UK. So my name must be on some new search engine or some blog or something I don't know about. But that's that would be my advice. But if it's a week has gone by, if you guys had two dates and she hasn't contacted you, and then just move on. Okay, don't even worry about what she was talking about. Question number 12. Is there a problem if a guy has never had a relationship before and is still in his 40s? Is there still no hope for him finding someone special to settle down with? Would you consider going out with a guy that has never been in a relationship before? I've never heard of this, so I don't know what to think, so I'm writing you for advice. He's in his 40s and he's never had a relationship before. Okay, I could see it like if he was in his late 20s or early 30s and he'd been in the military, he was like going to grad school, getting his PhD or whatever. Maybe he was just all on his grind. He had to work and go to school, I mean, he might not have really had time for a serious relationship. Dating around, that's one thing. But a serious relationship with a commitment, that's my woman. We got a future, this and that. A lot of people don't want to put that kind of time in it because you have to really be there for that person and they don't want to do that. My concern is no, they don't want sympathy. They should know better than to write me. I, how many times have you guys seen me be sympathetic? That ain't even like in my vocabulary unless you, like I said, a kid. Then you might get some. But like this 19-year-old, see, I don't have nothing for her ass. She's 19. She know better than that. Well, she should at 19. Okay, no no relationship. Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm going to. But let me express my concern with that part. I mean, like as we go through life, like starting like in our teens, having these little boyfriends and whatever, we learn how to conduct ourselves in an interpersonal romantic relationship. There's different levels of involvement, of course, depending upon our age and our maturity and our, independence from our families and this kind of thing. There's going to be different components to that. But if you have an adult male who has never had those social lessons, and he's going to have to learn how to negotiate power and to compromise and to share and to communicate in a way that his partner understands that it doesn't cause a rift in the relationship. He's going to have to learn to, do his share as far as, the work that's required in the relationship, the involvement, the energy, exertion, like the calling and the texting and the setting up dates and, all this kind of stuff, the affection giving. I mean, he doesn't have experience at those kind of things in a committed relationship. Who wants to put that kind of time in teaching a grown ass man how to do all of that who's in his 40s? Let's have a show of hands. I don't see nobody raising their hand. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of odd. Then we could just really get, gully with it. Maybe he's got a little dick. The dudes have micro penises and they just not now that doesn't mean he's a virgin. It just means that he, doesn't have, hasn't had a long, a relationship. I love you. What does that mean? We're going to be together. We're going to share our lives. We're going to share our problems. We're going to share our money. We're going to share our resources. We're going to share our feelings, our affection, our families, all this kind of stuff. He doesn't have any experience in those kind of things. See, so it's like, I mean, virgin, not sexual virgin, because I mean, he could have had girlfriends, some women he dated, he screwed, or he could have been a, visit prostitutes. I don't know what dude's history is. I'm just throwing out some possibilities, but all of them are some things that I wouldn't want to deal with. Now, of course, the perks are that when you have somebody who hasn't been in a relationship, he doesn't have heartbreak, he doesn't have ex-wife, drama, kid drama, alimony payments, child support payments, all this kind of, he don't have none of those things, that emotional baggage of having a broken relationship or a divorce. Yeah, I mean, that's a good part, I guess. But I would be, kind of wondering, what's he been doing? I mean, is he like a video game player? I mean, he's like, one of them like basement dweller video game player people. I mean, is he a porn addict? He just been, like jerking it? Is he visiting prostitutes? Has he been going to gay clubs and now he want to try women? I mean, what? What is dude's story? Because this is just something, you know. No, maybe he was in prison. He been in prison since he was in his teens. Of course, he wouldn't be able to have a relationship with a woman if he was locked up. So I don't know. There's a whole bunch of possibilities here that I'm not going to be able to tell you solidly yes or no. You have to do the work to investigate it if you're so interested in him. Personally, once he told me that, I would be like, oh, yeah, that real nice. Uh, bye. That would be me. Oh, thanks, Tisha. Yes, that is my book, The Sucker Free Love. That was my first book. Oh my God, that brings back memories. That book is crazy. I just warn you now before you go and order it. You think I'm crazy on this show? It's a whole book of crazy. All right, let's do. And this is our last question on what the. And this is a long one. Oh my God! Wait a minute. Um, Yeah. See, that's what I'm concerned about too, Van, because he doesn't know how to negotiate those kind of feelings. He's never had to do that before. This that could be problematic for a 40-year. But anyway, it wouldn't be anything I'd be interested in doing just personally. I would be like, "Oh, deuces, dude, I can't do this. I can't." Even if somebody's in, like I said, late 20s, maybe. He got his PhD now. He got his diet. He been going, putting on that grind. I can understand that. But you mid 30s, you in your 40s and shit, and you still ain't never had a relationship with a woman. There's something wrong there. All right, our last question. We have question number 13. My ex boyfriend has been harassing me for over a year. He moved across country 1,000 miles to my town. It's a small town. I filed police reports months ago and we had our court date for the restraining order a few days ago because he was coming to my house despite my telling him not to. I called the police and he got served. The judge let the restraining order go through, but the guy is still in my town. He said in court that he was going to stay. The judge said that he was welcome to. Well, yeah, you can't kick somebody out of town when they haven't done any criminal acts. I don't have anyone to talk about it with. I had a friend I was emailing, but he got weird about it. I don't want to email him anymore. He is not taking it seriously. This has been very frightening. The stalker has talked about wanting to kidnap me. He is deranged. All of the authorities are taking me seriously, but I am living in fear now. Okay, this is what you gonna do. Um, Investigate a gun permit. You're gonna need a license, conceal and carry, and then you need to get your little ass to the gun range and learn how to shoot it. Now, while you do all of that, I want you to order yourself several stun guns and several canisters of pepper spray. You can order them on the internet. You have that shit shipped to your house, charge them all up, and then I want you to get you some duct tape and I want you to put them in various places around your house. Also, order some hunting knives. Tape them under tables, in the back of toilets, and under your bed, beside your night table, everywhere you can think of, on the kitchen. I mean, wherever you might be in your house. This is the trick, see? You don't want to have to run to a room, down the hall, upstairs, and all the shit to get your weapon. You want to have some shit that's within easy reach. You take a few steps and then you cut a gut a motherfucker. That's what you need to have. So, go to a good, like a sporting goods store. They have hunting knives. Buy you like 5 or 6 of them bad boys. But you need a gun. Okay, he's talking about he want to kill you. Okay, see, now he's threatening you with a criminal act. And a lot of women, who do get kidnapped, they don't come back from that shit. So you need to put some shit in place. Since you don't have anybody around to protect yourself, that's what you need to do. Okay? Now, take this shit seriously. I'm telling you. Invest in a little money and then you can, save yourself some trouble later. Then call up one of those alarm security companies. Have them come out and tell them, do you want to fit your house with motion sensors on the outside, and you can monitor it through your phone or whatever, right? Cameras and all that shit. You need to know when this motherfucker or anybody else is trying to get up in your house, into your car, whatever, because you want to have cameras pointing wherever you park your car, at your front door. You want motion sensors around the perimeter of your house where if anybody or anything moves there, the lights come on. Bright lights. Okay, that's what you want. You also need to um, maybe get you a burner phone. Having two cell phones is kind of expensive. But I would have, a burner phone or two charged up somewhere in my house so that if you can't get to your phone, he comes in their house, you can get to one of those burner phones and have 911 programmed in there and then sit it down on the speaker so that this recording what's going on and what's being said in your house. So if you have to blow his face off, you will have proof that he came into your house and was threatening you, and then you won't have to, there won't be no question that it was self-defense. That's what you have to do. Now, these things I'm telling you are going to take a little time to put in place, but I think it'll give you a lot of security. Oh, you didn't know I was going to say get a gun? Girl, please. Guns is the business. Every woman should have one or two. Every woman these days, because these motherfuckers are crazy. Another thing that you want to do is, you said you was emailing this guy, and then he got weird about it. Well, of course he got weird about it because you're telling him about a problem that it could be a threat. What the fuck is he supposed to do about it? You tell him over and over and over. I mean, I know you worry and shit, but you don't just sit there worrying and then bugging other people with your worry. You put some shit in action. You G up. Okay, you handle your shit like a woman. You don't sit there cowering like a little deer in headlights. Get your ass up and start figuring out how to protect yourself. I mean, I'm glad you wrote to me because obviously you didn't know what to do. So you just listen to what I'm telling you, do what I tell you to do, and you'll be all right. The other thing you want to do is, you got to have a friend or family somewhere, and they need to. You guys have to set up something until this dude gets caught or goes to jail or whatever, where they call you periodically, and if you have to have like a safe phrase. I'll put it that way. Something like, um, I don't know. Did you like the flowers I sent you today? Something you want to have a phrase that said, oh, how was your did your dog recover from the surgery? All right. You want to have something that seems like it's a regular part of a conversation. It could be construed as conversation, but it's a phrase that that person knows. It means something's going on at your house and you are in trouble, and they will call 911 and send them to your house. And it could be anybody, a neighbor or whatever. Also, another thing is, well, it's too late for that. I'm talking about what she can do for right now is, to protect herself from this particular guy. So whatever she has on social media, it don't sound like that's even a concern because this is a particular dude who's an ex-boyfriend. So he already knows all that stuff about her. So what I would advise you to do is if you have a picture of this dude, make some flyers. Okay, put his picture on the flyer, his name on the flyer, his height and weight on and a description of him on the flyer, and if you know what kind of car, make and model he drives, and the license plate number of his vehicle, put that on the flyer and put it to all your neighbors. All everybody's gonna know this motherfucker, so that if they see him around, let them know that there's a restraining order on him, and that if they see him anywhere within whatever the radius is of your place, they're to call 911. There's no problem. They will never be identified, so they don't have to feel like is gonna be a problem for them. But they need to get the police on Duke so Duke can get arrested for violating the restraining order. And everybody, people might not want to do something on their own, but usually people need instructions on how to help. So giving them this flyer, say, "This, I have a restraining order on this guy. He has threatened to kidnap me. I'm not asking you to get involved. I'm just saying if you happen to observe him around the property, he's not supposed to be here. Please call 911. That's all you have to do. The police will handle everything else. Just get me some help, please." Okay? That's all you have to do. And most people are going to say, "Sure, I can do that," because it's not putting me at risk. I don't have to have anything involved in it. You got to, yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Switchblades are kind of iffy, though. I would have switched that to a hunting knife because they have they don't, some switchblades, sometimes they don't switch, and then you just be stuck with the handle, and that ain't gonna do too much. um and also, if you are a person who kind of goes through life and you kind of not real observant, for him to get up on you, I mean, he'd have to get up on you to kidnap you, right? So you need to be observant. Like you drive onto your property, if you live in an apartment complex, you didn't really say, you just said, quote, "my house." So that could be like a house or a condo house or your apartment house. But, I don't know how you meant that. But you drive, kind of drive around before you go into your spot and see if you see his vehicle anywhere before you park and go into your house. And, if while you're walking, I want you to have one of these stun guns in your pocket or in your hand at the ready, and your pepper spray. Because and don't be having it like in your backpack or in your purse or your glove compartment and all this old shit dumb women do. How you gonna get it in time? That's stupid. I mean, you can have it there. I mean, you can have it there too. You know what I mean? But what I'm talking about, when you're walking, you need to have the shit in your hand at the ready, armed. So all you have to do is press the button, tap his ass, and press the button, and he's gonna go up in smoke. That's what you need. And so, don't be just walking through life all, da da da, thinking a restraining order is going to do anything. Personally, if it were me, I'd be making plans to move up out of there. I would move to a big city where it's more likely that you could blend in and everything. And then the final thing that you can do is make sure that you call the National Domestic Violence Hotline. I see my cousin wrote the number here for me. 799-7233. 799-7233. 1-800 799-7233. Yeah, them little lipstick stun guns are the bomb. They have like 10 of them bad boys and charge them all up. Keep them, everywhere you is, they need to be there. The side of part of your car, the console, the glove compartment, the overhead, in your pocket, in your purse, in your backpack, whatever, your laptop case, whatever you got, you need to have a ready to go stun gun there. That's right. Get that shit ready before you exit your car and look around. Shh, shh. Who's around you? Always be around. I see so many women walking with headphones on. Their heads down and headphones on. You can't hear shit. Don't do that. That's so stupid. I mean, I know they want to, they want to do it. Some people don't have any volume on. They just have it for show. That's all right. But the ones who you can actually hear the loud music and stuff. You can't hear nothing coming up on you like that. You just a walking victim. That just makes no sense. Thanks, Van. Yeah, that's good, Van. Put the number in there so it'll be, memorialized in the actual transcript for this show. Um, you know, I just think that a lot of women are just too naive and don't put enough things in place to protect themselves. And I know you shouldn't have to do all of this. You shouldn't have to in a perfect world, but we don't live in a perfect world. We live in a world with nignogs and vicious sociopaths and kooks, ex-boyfriends that just can't understand no and don't want to be rejected. They want what they want no matter what you want. And so you have to be more proactive when you're going to talk about protecting yourself from these knuckleheads. You have to take charge of making sure that you protect yourself in every way possible. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about hurting them. Don't worry about their feelings, their ego, nothing. Drop a motherfucker. If he even reaches for you crazy, just tap his ass and make him just fry him a little bit and make sure he keeps his hands to himself. You know? I don't like that when men be reaching for you, trying to grab you, they're grabbing your arm and stuff. Tap. I didn't give you permission to touch me. You know, I saw a video of this black girl when she was in a grocery store and this white boy was just clowning her, just acting stupid, calling her names, all kind of shit. And she was, holding her own and telling him about himself. And then he made a move and like tried to come up on her. She turned and blasted his face with that pepper spray right quick. He quickly backed down and laid out and was running around screaming, talking about his eyes, his eyes. But he was coming up on her. It's one thing you're gonna be around on over there somewhere talking your shit, but you coming up on this woman who's by herself and you are man, you got pepper sprayed and that's what should have happened to you. You had no business doing that. And it was like the security camera from the store that she was in was trained right there at the register where they were standing. So everything was caught on camera. All the shit that he was doing to her and saying to her was all there. So, she tapped his ass with that pepper spray canister a couple of times and then that was that. And I said, yeah, motherfucker, I bet you keep your lips closed next time. So that's what we got for What the Fuck Tuesday today. This is our 12th day of Debruary, where we do a video every day for the month of February. It's our third annual event. I'm glad everybody was able to make it. You guys have been very consistent about showing up for all the lives. We just did 4 lives this over the weekend, and like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we did 4 live streams. It was like, oh my God. But, we got a recorded show for tomorrow, I think. Wait, where's my calendar? Shit. Oh, here it is. Let's see. What do I have tomorrow? Oh, yeah. And then we back with a live stream on Thursday and probably Friday and Saturday again. Saturday is when you can come and bring your dating advice questions and get them answered. Um, so I'm just be sitting here waiting for you to come with your questions and then I will answer them. Just, whatever you type there, I will respond to it as best I can. So that's what we're going to do on Saturday. So hopefully you guys will be able to come through and, ask your question in real time and get your answer right there on the spot. But this was really good. We had some very interesting questions as usual. People are so confused about how they're supposed to be living their life and handling their relationships. I am glad, though, that they had enough sense to write to me and not to some kumbaya type of advice columnist is going to tell them some bullshit and, just put a band-aid on it and send them on their way. No. You need to make a change in how you handle yourself and how you think. I'm going to tell you what you need to do and think about or, consider whatever. You don't have to do it. Nobody's your mama here. I'm not going to make you do nothing. But obviously, if you knew what to do and you had a handle on shit, you wouldn't have had the problems that you have and you wouldn't be writing me. You wouldn't have nothing to write about, right? So obviously you don't know what you're doing. So you coming and get answers, I'm giving them to you. That would be a clue to me that maybe you need to listen. Okay, so you don't get yourself in this kind of shit anymore and you can get out of the shit that you're in right now. So, Yes. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. But anyway, thank you guys for coming to What the Fuck Tuesday. We will be back, like I said, of the rest of the week. Check the calendar of events on the community page, the community tab on the YouTube channel page. And if you have any questions you want to submit, you can do that through the advice submission form at the top of the page. It says Get Advice. Click that button. Send in topical ideas to survivingdating@gmail.com. And we will pay every bit of attention to whatever it is that you have to say. Thanks a lot, you guys. Please share a link and tell a friend and press that like button. Bye bye. Talk to you later.